So I think I'm going to do the Crow Tarot by MJ Cullinan. I can't say it. Hopefully somebody out there knows, because I don't know how to say this. I really love this deck. It's one of my main decks that I use quite often. I just really connect with it entirely in every sense of the word. Crow, call me crazy, but I love crows. See what I did there? But I just really love the artwork. I really love the crows. I really love the insights in this deck. So I'm going to use this one for our tarot. My sister's oracle with her chickens. I'm going to use that one. And I like to do oracle. I mean, it's really up to you how you do your own readings, if you do readings. I tend to want to do a tarot reading first, get some general information of what's going on, and then I'll pull like one oracle card to kind of give me a little bit more. I feel like oracle decks have more of an emotional pull, and tarot has more of like informative. So this is more informative for me, and this is more emotional. So that helps me get a general idea of what I need to focus on, what I'm struggling with, or whatever it may be about. And then this, I come over here and it says, well, this is what you need for yourself. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I think I'm just going to do an in general reading. I'm just going to start out by saying that, Spirit, thank you for any messages we are about to receive from you. I just want to open up my energy to anyone out there who needs guidance, who needs to hear something, even if it's not what they want to hear. If it's what they need to hear, I'm open to it. Apparently Dawn is too. But thank you, Spirit. Please help open up this passage for me to just kind of receive and be an open vessel to whoever needs to hear anything that comes through for us. Dawn, can you please? Can you get down? Why did you wait till I'm literally about to do my reading to start this mess? What are you doing? What are you doing? You got to get down. Are you the message? Oh, I think this baby's a message and says, get a kitty, cause I'm adorable. You want a reading? Get down. I just love on you till you get down. Dawn, I love you, but you don't want me until I want to do something else. Why are you freaking out? Why do you want to eat my hands? This is becoming an issue. Why are you jumping? Dude. Ow. Oh, didn't I see you back there? Can people? No, I can't see him. Dawn. That flesh is attached. Please get... I did not say I wanted to be a vessel for you to bite. You're all over my cards. Okay, can you go? Thank you. That didn't scare you enough, huh? Don't you mess with it. Sorry for the kitty interruption, but, can't deny them when they want something. You just have to let them do what they want to do, because you try making a cat do what you want. It doesn't work. Okay, back to it. I feel like Spirit's trying to say something, or I just suck. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna let it be. I'm gonna take them out and see what's happening, because I feel like there's a lot trying to come out, and I keep thinking that it's me not being able to shuffle worth a flop, but I think something's up, because There must be a message that somebody needs to hear that's watching or coming across this. I don't know. Anything else, Spirit, at this time? Anything else you want to say or they need to hear from you? Okay. I'm going to take that as reversed because it was upside down. All right. Let's see. Anything else? Anything else at all? All right. That was just me, I think. Okay. All right. So we have first the Knight of Swords. This is our Knight of Swords. And it is upright. So I'm going to read the upright version. If you don't know much about tarot, the upright version to me is generally a more positive outlook versus being reversed, which is upside down. And if you get a reversed card, it's usually more negative. But I don't want to use the word negative. I just don't know another way to put it. It's not really negative. It's just you may be having more of a hard time with certain instances in your life or things that you're struggling with. And you may need to be put out of your comfort zone to make some changes to get to a better place. So it feels negative, but it's generally not usually, you know, good and bad are always a thing, but it's just the best way to describe it. Usually upright is like you're doing it, you're getting there, you're going the right way. Keep up the good work. And then reversed is usually like, oh, you're kind of struggling. You need to get back on track. All right, let's see what this says. Knight of Swords. It's really pretty. You have the white horse with the crow gusting along his back with the swords kind of just going for it. So let's see. The Knight of Swords rushes into battle as the wind whips around him. He charges ahead, pushing past all those who get in his way. It is not malice or anger that propels him, but pure momentum. The Knight of Swords brings youthful, enthusiastic energy to a job, which brings with it the inspiration to create a pathway to success. This card may indicate a project that you are excited about. There is swirling energy around you, and you cannot be stopped. The Knight of Swords denotes a high potential and offers you the strength to complete the project, but it also brings a warning not to cut corners or make hasty decisions. So if there's anybody out there that makes sense for, if you feel like you have a recent job opportunity coming up, or if you just have all these creative ideas flowing through you, maybe just go with it. Flow with the wind. Let it carry you where you're meant to go, because I think that it's very important to recognize you have potential, and you just have to be willing to give yourself the credit and see that potential and use it in a positive light rather than fueling, oh, well, I'm not good enough, or, oh, I probably can't do this, or I just don't understand. I struggle with that a lot myself. This YouTube video stuff is really difficult for me because I've had an issue with my self-image, but I'm pushing through that. I'm struggling, but I'm going to get through it, and you can get through it too. Okay, so our next card is the Six of Pentacles. And it has a crow with the balance scale and some fish down on the bottom where the crows are on the bank eating. So let's go to that and see what that one says. And it is upright. Six of Pentacles. The generously charitable crow happily shares a fish since he has two and is not worried about finding more. Although he is a compassionate crow, he is not necessarily a philanthropist, as he does expect some form of payback in the future. The Six of Pentacles denotes a time of receiving or offering help with strings attached. So I think what I'm getting from this, if that resonates as well, and you may be feeling like, maybe to go with the first card, there's creative things coming for you or a job, and you feel like it's going to be a benefit to someone else around you, but you want something in return out of that. And I could be way off, but I mean, if you're a person like me where you're always giving and you don't really get much back in return, that does become harmful to a certain degree because it ends up making you feel like you're not good enough to receive. It makes you feel unappreciated. It makes you kind of sit and put yourself in the corner while everyone else is living life to the fullest, and you just are like, well, I'm giving so much, my cup is empty. I can't even take a drink for myself when I need something. So it's okay to do for others, but also get something back because you need things too. You have necessities that you have to fulfill in yourself, just like everyone else. So you deserve what you give to receive in return. So don't be afraid to accept things if you feel like you've been given and given and giving and giving and you're not getting it back. All right, so moving on, we've got the Page of Pentacles. It is upright, and there's a crow looking at the pentacle on some really pretty flowers. Okay. The Page of Pentacles. In the abundant, lush garden, the Page of Pentacles sits on a flowering branch. She allows the energy of blossoming life to enter her spirit as she gazes into the pinnacle. Envisioning the path she wishes to travel, she holds in her mind's eye a clear vision for that which she wants to manifest. The Page of Pentacles' message is that to achieve the success you want, you will need to spend time developing a clear view and preparing for where the road may lead. With this skill, you will be able to achieve your desire, and this is where the magic happens. So it sounds like, whatever you're doing the right thing. You're on the right path. You have the focus. The vision is there. Just keep following that and just go with your instincts because you know better than anyone what you need, what you want. You just have to be willing to give it to yourself in any way possible, even if it's something small. Obviously, I might need something huge, but if I don't have the means to get it, how am I just going to go get it? I'm not. But I can give myself things that are small throughout the day that really make the day better. Honestly, when springtime comes, I love to just go outside and, be in nature, enjoy the flowers. This past year, I had so many bees and bugs to enjoy, just watching them come to my garden and enjoy it, nurturing that part of nature. It was just nice, So even just something that small, go outside and color in a coloring book. I color a lot. Go out and do a reading if you do readings. Either way, whatever you feel good about. Have a cup of coffee and read a book. Binge watch your favorite Netflix show. Whatever that looks like, just do it. And then when the time comes for really heavy lifting, heavy duty work that you got to do this to get that big thing, you're going to be nurtured. You're going to be taken care of. Your glass is going to be full because you took care of the smaller things that fill it up and they add up in the end. So, moving on, we got a lot of pentacles in this reading. 2 of Pentacles now. And it is upright. We've got the infinity symbol. Crows are flying in the gusting wind in the back. And this crow is perched on the infinity symbol. So, that's interesting. Let's see. 2 of Pentacles. Life offers infinite possibilities. The crow is in a constant motion, juggling her day-to-day responsibilities with her goals and aspirations. It is only through devoting time to both that they remain in balance. The 2 of Pentacles is a reminder to ensure that the small... I swear. I did not. I'm just say I did not. It is only through devoting time to both that they remain in balance. The Two of Pentacles is a reminder to ensure that the small daily tasks are not dropped because doing so could jeopardize long-term goals. That's kind of what I just said. Do the smaller things to get to the bigger things. The Two of Pentacles asks that you take inventory of responsibilities to make sure that you are managing everything. So it's a little different than what I was saying, I guess. I was saying, nurture yourself with the smaller things too, because they matter even if they're not a big deal to others. And I guess this is just saying to keep that balance. Like you don't want to be working too much and not caring for yourself, but you don't want to be taking too much leisurely time and caring for yourself and not taking care of your responsibilities as well. So I think that goes hand in hand with anything, just having a balance to your life and really knowing where you stand in the midst of all of that so that you're not teetering on the verge of, because even if you're on the side of excellence, still too much of a good thing can be negative. I mean, even if you're like a rich person and you have all this money in the world, but you just go and spend it like crazy and you're just bathing in dollar bills and you're throwing it everywhere, you're buying this and you're buying that. And then after however long the money runs out, if you don't spend it on things that are long term, like if you didn't buy you a house and you're just living in your mom's basement, you're still in your mom's basement. You never really know how things are going to go if you don't do them responsibly and balance it out. I'm going to go spend X amount of cash on, getting my hair done and going and buy a new wardrobe, and I'm going to go do this with my friends or whatever. But you also need on this side, I got to make sure my bills are paid. I got to make sure my house is taken care of. Like, you have these things over here. If you're doing too much of either one, you're going to be messed up. So you don't want that extra stress on you. And then you have to dig yourself out of a hole. And you may not even have the shovel to dig because you didn't buy one. Whatever. I don't know. If it resonates, it does. If it doesn't, it's not for you. All right, our next card is the Queen of Wands. She's sitting on top of some gorgeous lions. Shout out to some Leos. With the wand and a crown over her head. It's a really nice card. Queen of Wands. Let's see what she's going to say. Okay. The Queen of Wands is a dominant creature sitting on her throne of lions. No one would accuse this bird of being demure. With a plan ready for success, the Queen of Wands often appears as bold, fearless, and determined. The Queen appreciates the potential each journey offers and takes the opportunity to learn something new about herself with every challenge. The energy of the Queen of Wands is healthy and agile as she moves through the world with a vibrant flair. With a taste for the best, this is one crow you won't find near the garbage cans, as she uses her creative, quick-witted mind to discern the finer things in life. So I guess that this one's kind of saying, you've got what you need. You don't really need to question yourself. You know what's right for you. Like I said already, just really know that, what you want to go for, and just keep the focus. Keep the focus there. All right, so we have, next card, we have Seven of Wands. And it is reversed, but I'm going to show it to you upright so that you can see. Okay, Seven of Wands reversed. That's what I'm going to read because it is upside down, reversed. So, reversed, the Seven of Wands could indicate a time of lost confidence and feeling too weakened to defend yourself. You may find yourself backing down just to avoid conflict. Take this as an opportunity to rediscover your self-confidence and build your self-esteem. So with all this, it's a really positive outlook, but it seems like even through all of this, you may come to a point where you feel you may not deserve it or you're not good enough for it. Kind of like what I was saying earlier. That's a lot of what I struggle with, just really questioning myself and and things that I'm doing, or if I'm doing it right, or, it just depends. Being very self-critical is very hard on you. It's hard on me. So really just maybe kind of come back and hone in on yourself and realize that your inner dialogue is not the same as others. Your perspective matters, but maybe think of how you look at people you care about. If you know someone that's like constantly tearing themselves down or just hurting themselves and making themselves feel bad, but you don't see them that way. You don't think those ugly things about them. You don't like that they think those ugly things about themselves, and you want to help them change that. Just remember, you need to do the same for yourself. Don't tear yourself down. Don't think that you're not worthy, and don't think that you aren't capable of achieving the things that you are capable of. It may be different than what someone else would do, but that doesn't mean it's wrong. That doesn't mean it's bad. It doesn't make it a negative thing. So I'm going to go with an oracle card now from my sister's deck. I think I have it under here. Do I have it? Yes, here it is. All right, Spirit, thank you for your messages. It was very insightful, and I hope that it helps guide anyone out there who needed it. Now I just seek any extra information for anyone who needs to hear it. Anything from this deck that we can receive. Okay, we have cycles, which makes a lot of sense to me with this reading. In my mind, it just makes me think of all the things that are coming. That makes a lot of sense for this card with cycles. And it's really neat. It's got like a snake coiled around the chicken's head. And I just think that's super cool. And look at the back of these. I gotta show them off because they're my sister's. All right, so let's, and I pulled the loyalty card as well. It's really cute. It's got the little chicken next to the boots. Like, I'm just gonna follow you around like a little lost puppy, but in this case a lost chicken, because I'm loyal and I love you. So let's read what Cycles says. Okay, here we are. One thing that's certain about life is that it's a repetition of expected and unexpected events. This thought can bring fear or excitement, or even something in between. What can help us is to remember our own participation in any dilemma we may find ourselves in. Despite whatever is going on outside of our choosing, we still have options. Instead of accepting the role of the powerless victim, we can adopt a more active role with our responses. We can take responsibility for the meaning we attribute to our experiences and show up in ways that make unpleasant situations more tolerable. If we understand the cyclical nature of our existence, it becomes so much easier to face whatever challenges may come with ease and acceptance. Things will oscillate, and whatever comes will be gone again eventually. This doesn't mean we deny what we are feeling or attempt to drive it away as soon as possible, but that we acknowledge the impermanence of whatever it may be instead of feeling trapped by it. Another useful approach to life's randomness is to know ourselves more fully, recognizing our tendencies to make it easier to anticipate our reactions when things feel out of sorts. With this awareness comes the opportunity to shift our responses for different outcomes. It can be helpful to notice any pattern responses to situations we've maintained over time. How might we be showing up in ways that no longer support our growth? How have we reacted in the past which didn't support where we wanted to be? It's important to be gentle with ourselves if we observe an undesirable behavioral pattern repeating itself. Remember, just the simple act of noticing is a sign we're already making changes. If we accept the idea that the universe will give us repeated chances to heal, then each time we've met with a familiar circumstance, it's up to us to claim the opportunity for change. Even if we miss out, we'll always be given another chance. I really love the detail that she puts into this stuff because it shows how much she cares. And that really makes a lot of sense for this reading, as well as what I was saying before. There's a lot that happens in life. Cycles are constantly going, but I think that's kind of what the snake represents. The cycles. Living is like the big circle of life, and you're constantly going round and round, but there's always going to be another cycle, another thing coming. You don't know what it is. It could have differences, and you could be the difference. You may be presented with the same thing from a past issue, but if you changed, if you're a different person now than you were then, you're the change, you're the difference. And that's what I think this card is saying. Like, if you're not in a place where you're ready to be different, that's okay. Do not criticize yourself to the point where you just give up. It's okay if you're not ready to be the change, but maybe you are. Maybe you are the change in the instance of, you don't have to keep doing the same thing if you learn your lesson in the past and you become a new person. Now, we all still stay who we are for the most part, I think, as far as like personality-wise and things, but we absolutely have the opportunity to learn from situations and scenarios and mistakes that we've made in the past and choose not to do that anymore. So if you're presented with an issue, you are absolutely capable of making a different decision regardless of what's presented to you if it's the same as in the past. You don't have to go along with it the same way you did before. So even in that, you don't realize it, but once you finish dealing with that issue, once it's presented again, but in a different way, that's when things do start to fall into place because you are aligned with who you're supposed to be and not who you were. And I think that's a lot of what the whole reason of all these trials and issues and tribulations that we go through, they mean something because you're meant to learn from them to become the person you're supposed to be. And without those things, how are you going to learn? How are you going to be who you're meant to be if you don't have anything to go through? And not everyone learns. Not everyone wants to change. And hey, that's okay too. That's your life. That's your choice. There's nothing wrong with that. You just may have to struggle more throughout your life until it finally clicks, if it ever does. Some people, it just doesn't. Some people, maybe it's in another lifetime. If you believe in reincarnation, you never know. I mean, maybe there's a possibility that we reincarnate until we learn our lessons, until we are grown enough, because maybe living life for 100 years, if you make it that far, or 80, 90, 60s, whatever age you end up dying, if you don't figure out your lessons and become the higher self that you're meant to be in that lifetime, who's to say you don't come back and repeat it until you finally get it? That's, I mean, I believe in a lot of possibilities. I believe there's aliens. I believe there's ghosts. I believe in so many different things. You can't come to me with something and me judge you and say, that's crazy. No, I don't think anything's crazy. I just think that, we have no idea what's out there. I have no idea what I'm going to wear tomorrow. How am I going to know what life is all about? I don't. I'm just trying to manage it the best the way that I can, just like you are. So, anyway, I'm going to stop rambling on that. Hopefully I said something that was helpful. Loyalty is our next card. And it's really cute. I think I already showed it, but I don't care. All right, we're going to go to loyalty. Let's see what this one has to say. And I just did 2 on this because I usually would do 1, but I did 2 because it came out and I just felt like it was right. So we're just going to go with that feeling. I'm going to trust myself. All right. Loyalty. Our commitments can give us purpose in the world. They can help us to define ourselves and give our lives meaning. However, when things change as they usually do, cycles, we are invited to renegotiate how we have constructed our identities based on these things. So how do we remain loyal even when recognizing the inescapable evolution of our existence? One way is to experience loyalty less as a constraining concept and more in harmony with life's fluidity. This can look like being in constant conversation with ourselves about our motives and what things may have reached their expiration date of relevancy. Your current identity isn't who you've always been, and it certainly isn't who you'll always be. A more accurate way to discover your essence at any given time is to ask, how am I being in this moment and what is informing this? Are my actions still preferred or necessary? Being loyal to ourselves and to change can also look like letting unhelpful, irrelevant stories go. We can acknowledge their usefulness in another moment of our lives and give ourselves permission to change. This can also apply to how we may be viewing significant people in our lives. Are we expecting them to be something they no longer are or want to be? With this in mind, it becomes important for us to always allow ourselves and others to flow through life. When offering ourselves and others unconditional love, despite our ever-changing circumstances, we become most loyal. That's crazy because I was literally just talking about change and learning lessons from who you were and how you've been in life and just knowing where you want to go and what you want to be and who you want to be. So I definitely think that resonates with the reading. And if you're not the one that this is talking about, maybe this resonates with someone you know. Maybe this resonates with someone you live with or have a relationship with. It could be anything. It doesn't have to necessarily be about you either. If it involves you, it could be either if you're the one in this circumstance that you feel you are changing and maybe your partner or your family or your friends aren't kind of going along with you. I think the true loyalty of it would be that if they're not okay with the change, if they're pressuring you or if you're struggling with their change, whichever way it is, the true loyalty of it is if they don't trust in you and they don't want to stand by you through your change, maybe they're not the right people for you. So that's kind of what I'm getting from this. I hope that this was a helpful reading to anyone out there who needed guidance, anyone dealing with this. Just know you got this. You can do it. Just keep going. I mean, obviously, I think take the rest you need and the time you need. Balance. Don't do too much. But while the momentum is there, if you feel up to going with it, go with it. If you don't, just take it easy. Get the balance first. And then everything else will kind of fall into place. So I would definitely just say you're doing good. I believe in you. And I think that if you want it, you should go for it when you're ready. I think that pretty much concludes the video. I really enjoyed it. I love doing readings. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I would love to do more if that's what you guys like. Let me know in the comments. Give me a like, subscribe for future videos if you want to do all that. I'll be here in the meantime, reading the comments and checking it out to see what you say, what you want. Just try to bring you the content that you would enjoy. So I hope that you have a great rest of your day, and thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Oh, God, that bitch is heavy.